We'll discuss one thing related to the scales. Scales. In scales, there are two things which are important. One is called RF, or this is also known as LOS. So this decides the basically whether the scale is the enlarging scale, reducing scale, full size scale or normal scale. So what is RF? RF is nothing basically. This is called a representative fraction. This is called representative fraction. When we are using this SOF, sorry, not RF and SOF. There is another term that is called the SOF. What is SOF? This is also called scale of factor. There are two things, RF and scale of factor. This is one and the same thing. What is RF? RF is nothing basically length of a line in the drawing, in the drawing, length of a line in the drawing to the actual length of the object. Length of a line in the drawing to the actual length of the object. Let us assume length of a line in the drawing is 1 and actual length is 1. What is 1? 1, it could be centimeter, it could be millimeter, it could be meter. If you look at your drafter is quoting the millimeter and centimeter dimensions. And in Excel, if you are using the inch scale, then you can measure the inch also. So what is there? Your length of a line in the drawing is 1 and the actual length is 1. Basically, if it is in, basically there are no units. Whatever the units of a length of a line, same are the units of a actual length of it. Basically, this is the dimensionless or no units. So this decides whether your scale is full size, full size or normal scale, full size or normal scale. I put it like this one, 1:1. This is the part 1 or this part 2, reducing scale. Reducing scale means you are reducing it. And what does, if your actual length is more, if I put it like this one, 1:2 x and x is greater than 1. Put it like this one, 1:2 x and x is greater than 1. And it could be any value which is greater than. If I put it like this one, 1:2 or 1:5 or if I say 1:200, what does it indicate? Look at here. Look at here. If I put it like this one, 1:2, what does it indicate? It indicates that your actual length is 2 units. It could be millimeter, it could be centimeter, and your length of a line is the half of that when we 1. So this becomes your reducing scale. The third category is called the enlarging scale. Enlarging scale. What it decides is RF is deciding factor whether your scale is of full size or normal scale, reducing scale or enlarging. If I put it like this one, x:1, where x is greater than 1. If I put it like this one, 2:1, 5:1, 100:1, what does it indicate? Look at here. I can put it here like this one. Like this one. Your actual length is 1 and your length of a line in the drawing is 2. You have used the enlarged one. The smaller object is being shown on a bigger one in the two. So this becomes your enlarging scale. There is another important factor that is called length of the scale. Length of the scale. Probably you might have seen in lower classes. You might have seen this from a paper. You might have seen the different types of scale where you have mentioned this RF. So same thing is here. You can use that scales here. Length of a scale. What it decides? According to that one, the types of scale, there are 6 types of scale. One is called the plane scale, another is called the diagonal scale, another is called the comparative scale, another is called the 1 year scale, another is called the isometric scale, and another is called the scale of chord. There are 6 types of scale where we will use this RF and LS. For measuring the 2 units, means meter, decimeter, plane scale is used. When we are measuring the 3 units, we use the diagonal scale, meter, decimeter, and centimeter. For measuring the 3 units, we are making use of the diagonal scale. Rest of the scales which are left, we are not going to discuss. So this will be deliberated, this plane and diagonal will have a separate lecture. I am giving you just clue of the RF and LOS. LOS is nothing basically. RF, what is RF? RF is representative fraction into maximum distance to be measured. Let us assume the RF is given to you. Let us assume the RF is given to you 1:2. It has no units, and maximum distance to be measured is, let us assume the you are going to measure the distance to be 20 centimeter. Let us assume what value we will get. We will get, if I multiply 1/2 into 20, we'll have a 10 centimeter. Means on a scale of 10 centimeter, we'll draw a 10 centimeter, which is going to measure it is representing your 1/2 representative fraction, and the maximum distance which can be measured is the 20. So we'll always convert, because our drafter is quoting the millimeter and centimeter, so it is better if you convert it. If the length of the scale, sometimes if you look at in this formula, there are 3 things: length of the scale, another thing is RF and maximum distance. If RF is given and maximum distance is not given, but in that case, what you can use the length of the scale to be 15 centimeter to 30 centimeter. You can take any value, and RF is already given to you, maybe X, and the maximum distance to be measured, it has to be calculated. Let us use this Y. So you can calculate what is the value of Y. It is the deciding factor. You can convert this into the centimeter, into the meter, into the kilometer, depending on the requirement. So for us, in scale, there are 2 things important. One is RF, and another one is the length of the scale. If the length of the scale is given to you, it is better. If it is not given, RF and maximum distance is given to you, you can calculate the LOS. Otherwise, take the LOS to be variable from 15 centimeter to 30 centimeter. Corresponding to that one, you can calculate the maximum distance or RF as per the requirement. So depending on that one, we'll have a 6 types of scale, which will be discussed in a subsequent class. Thank you very much.